Captain Marrow gazed out the view screen at the blue-green planet below. His species, the Vishari, had conquered and colonized 17 Deathworlds across the galaxy. They were apex predators, evolved on a high-gravity world with atmospheric toxins, extreme temperatures and wildlife so dangerous it would give nightmares to most sentient species. The Vishari fleet had never lost a campaign. Until now. Status report, Marrow demanded, his four eyes narrowed at the tactical display. Orbital defenses still holding at 32%, Captain, replied First Officer Jado. Ground forces, retreating in all sectors. Marrow slammed his armored fist on the console. Impossible. These humans are soft-bodied creatures with minimal natural defenses. Our intelligence said they've only achieved spaceflight in the last century. Fleet Commander Tora strode onto the bridge, her scales displaying distress patterns. Captain, we need to reassess our approach. I've compiled a report on human adaptability that might explain our situation. The report materialized on Marrow's screen. He scanned it quickly, his confusion growing with each data point. The Vishari had conquered worlds where the gravity crushed bones, where the atmosphere corroded metal, where predators the size of shuttlecraft hunted in packs. Their biology had adapted to overcome every environment, making them the undisputed terror of the galaxy. Earth should have been simple. Moderate gravity, tolerable atmosphere, fragmented political systems. The humans had no natural armor, no claws, no venom. Their only advantage was their numbers and their odd knack for tool-making. Yet after 3 months of what should have been a standard invasion, half the Vishari fleet lay in ruins, and ground forces were being pushed back on every continent. Their adaptability is unlike anything we've encountered, Tora explained. They've reverse-engineered our shield technology in weeks. They've modified their existing weapons to target our specific biological weaknesses. That's not what concerns me most, she continued, bringing up footage from an urban battleground. Watch this. The screen showed a human settlement they'd attacked last week. The buildings were reduced to rubble, infrastructure destroyed. By all tactical measures, it should have been abandoned. Instead, humans had established a functioning base amid the destruction. They'd repurposed debris into shelters, created makeshift medical facilities, and even established communication networks using salvaged parts. They adapt to trauma at both societal and individual levels, Tora said. We destroy their cities. They rebuild faster than we can knock them down. We cut off their supply lines, they create new ones. We employ biological warfare, they develop vaccines in days. Marrow leaned forward, studying the footage of human soldiers. Their physical forms were so unimpressive. No natural armor, limited strength, poor sensory abilities. And yet, their psychological resilience is equally disturbing, Jado added. We expected them to surrender when we destroyed their major cities. Instead, their resistance intensified. The tactical display flickered as another Vishari cruiser went dark. Earth's defenders had launched a counterattack. The most concerning data comes from their history, Tora continued. Before we arrived, they spent millennia fighting each other. Their entire history is warfare, adaptation, and survival against overwhelming odds. Their literature, their art, their cultural myths, all celebrate overcoming impossible challenges. Marrow finally understood. The Vishari had evolved to survive harsh environments, but humans had evolved to overcome them, to not just survive, but to thrive in the face of adversity. Earth isn't just another death world, he murmured. It's a crucible. The ship shuddered as human weapons found their mark. Their planet has pressed them through ice ages, meteor impacts, plagues, and their own self-destructive tendencies, Tora said. Each catastrophe didn't weaken them. It filtered out the vulnerable and left the resilient to pass on their traits. Another alarm blared. Human fighters had breached the lower atmosphere defenses. We've engaged 17 species on Deathworlds, Marrow said slowly. But they were all still adapting to their environments. Humans have already mastered theirs. They turned a Deathworld into a cradle. The tactical display showed human forces converging on multiple Vishari landing zones. Their coordination was perfect, their strategy evolving minute by minute as they learned from each engagement. Send the order, Marrow finally said. Full retreat. All forces to regroup at the outer system boundary. Captain? Jado looked shocked. The High Council will understand when they see this data. We conquered worlds where the environment was the enemy. Here, the environment created the enemy. Marrow gestured at the view of Earth. We thought we were invading a world. We were actually invading the ultimate survival machine's home territory. As the Vishari fleet broke orbit, automated systems captured final images of the planet below. Humans were already rebuilding, adapting Vishari technology to their own purposes, learning from the conflict. What will we tell the Council? Tora asked quietly. Marrow stared at the receding blue world. The truth. We've found a species that turned a Deathworld into a paradise through sheer force of will. They didn't just survive their world, they conquered it long before we arrived. And if the Council orders us to return, then we'll be facing an enemy that now knows exactly how we fight, Marrow replied. An enemy that has already started adapting to our every weakness, an enemy that thrives on challenges. As Earth disappeared from view, Marrow added, we crossed the galaxy conquering Deathworlds, only to find that we'd never truly understood what that meant. The humans didn't survive their Deathworld, they became it.